Hello and welcome to this easy to follow 15-minute chair and wall orientated session. This session is designed with those who are in the senior age group category or people who are potentially physically less able to enter gym spaces, but also keeping in mind people who are potentially time sensitive or those who struggle to travel. This session is pretty easy to follow. Like I said, I'm going to keep it around 15 minutes. If you have to pause at any point or you want to speed it up or slow it down, please feel free. In terms of equipment, all we're going to need is some weights, potentially dumbbells or those in way of a plate. If you haven't got that, don't worry. And then ideally a broomstick or a dowel rod or a PVC pipe like I have here. Like mentioned, this is going to be an easy to follow session. I will do it at my pace. If you try and keep up with it, that would be brilliant. So what we're going to do at the start of the session is just going to mobilise some key joints from a seated position. So we need a bench or a chair that's nice and sturdy underneath. So to begin with, we are going to sit with our knees at 90 degrees, okay? And we're going to put our palms on our knees and produce a little bit of force through them. And all we're going to go through is 10 single leg calf raises, aiming to get the heels as high as we can, and then heels to the floor. Once we've done 10, we are going to take a short break of 10 seconds. Within this 10 seconds, bring yourself further onto the bench and bring your feet in slightly, and we are going to put our hands on the chair or bench that you're on. And we're going to start to move the ankles one at a time this time, without any force going through them, but at a slightly faster pace. We're going to do this for 10 more seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, we're then going to trickle up the leg from the ankle into the knee joint. We're going to take our palms underneath the thigh and bring it up a slight tad, okay? From there, we're going to extend through the knee as tall as we can get it, pause at the top, and then bring it back down. We're going to go through a total of 10 reps. So I'm on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Straight over to the opposing leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Again, moving up. This time we're going to come into the hip crease. What we're going to do here is bring ourselves to the edge of the bench again and broaden our feet and create a little bit of space. We can do this exercise with our palms facing up or our palms facing down. I like to go for palms down, and we're going to hinge through the hips until we feel a little bit of a pull on the inside of our legs, potentially into our lower back and the top of our bum. And we're just going to floss back and forth, aiming to either get to the floor or potentially until we just feel a slight pull down the back of the legs, our lower back and our hip crease. Again, we're going to go through 10. We should have 5 left. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once we've done our 10th, we're now going to move up the chain again into the upper body. This is where I'd like you to use either your broom or your PVC pipe or whatever you have. If you haven't got anything, don't worry, we can just use our hands or our body weight. But I'll show you both, okay? So we're going to take the PVC pipe or broom just outside shoulder width, and we're going to aim to bring our elbows underneath our hands, so we're going to be here. From there, we're going to press from our collar, up overhead, and back to our collar. Up overhead, and back to our collar. From a side view, I'll just do it kneeling, don't do it kneeling. Stay seated, we're aiming to get the pipe all the way above our head and back to our chest, not in front of us. So we're overhead and back again. Again, we're going to go through 10 reps. We'll do another 5. If you haven't got a pipe, we're just using our hands for 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. What I'd like you to do now is pause the video, and I want you to go through it all over again. So that was our double calf raises, our single leg calf raises, our single legs, our sit throughs, and our raises, all for 10 reps each. Okay, so pause the video now, complete it again. Once you've completed it, start again. Brilliant. Okay, welcome back. We are now going to go through a simple strength series where we are going to need some of our weights. This can be in the form of dumbbells or potentially a weight plate. And if you haven't got anything, don't worry, we can just use our body weight, okay? First exercise we're going to do today is a sit to stand. And there's a few ways we can load this, either with 2 dumbbells right at the edge of our seat held here, or 1 dumbbell held in the heels of our hands on our chest here, or you can use your plate and hold it like a steering wheel, okay? For ease, I'm going to use my dumbbells and they're going to be held in my pockets. We're going to go through sit to stand. It's in the name. We are seated and we're up to a standing position, full extension at the top, back to seated. Full extension, back to seated. We're going to do 10 reps. If you haven't got dumbbells, like I said, we can use a plate and keep it nice and tight, as such. Or we can just use our body weight. We're going to put our hands over our chest like this, whatever's good for you. And we're going to go for 2 more reps. Last one. Brilliant. Okay. We're going to have a rest and we're going to go through it 3 times. So if you'd like to pause the video now, give yourself a minute break in between each set and complete 3 more. Okay. So we have a total of 4 sets complete. Once you've finished those 4 sets, resume the video and we'll move on to our next exercise. Okay, welcome back. We're now into our next exercise, which is going to be a simple pull and a push. Okay, the pulling motion we're going to do, we are going to need a weight. Okay, we're going to use our bench, and our pushing motion will be on the wall. So just for this, I'm going to spin the bench round so you can see what I'm doing. So what we're going to do next, a very simple exercise, a single arm row. So we need one of our dumbbells here, and we're going to stagger our stance, so one foot is forward, and our hand is on the bench, that's the same foot that is forward. And we're going to let the dumbbell hang, and we're going to pull the dumbbell back into our pocket, back down to hang, up to our pocket, into a hanging position. What we're looking to do here is keep the elbow tight to our sides, and our dumbbell straight up in line with our pocket. Once we've done 10, we're then going to swap sides, swap feet, and complete off the other side for 10 reps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once we've done 10, put that dumbbell down. You're going to have to come over to a sturdy wall, and we're going to put our hands on the wall and complete a pressing motion. So I'm going to show you from behind. Our hands will be just in front of our chest. Our heels will be backwards. Nice tall chest. We're bringing our hips through, and we're going to try and bring ourselves towards the wall and back up. Towards the wall and back up. If that's a little bit difficult, walk your feet closer to the wall. And we are here. Press. Again, we're going to go for 10 reps of these. So it's our single arm rows into our wall-based exercise for 10 reps. I want you again to complete this 3 more times with a 1-minute break in between. So if you want to pause this video now, please complete a total of 4 sets, and then I'll pick us up for the last exercise that we're going to do today. Complete those now. So welcome back. We should have just completed 4 sets, and we are now going to be into our last exercise today, which is a arm-based exercise followed by a core-based exercise. Exercise that we're going to do next, we can either do it seated or standing. For the benefit of the video, I'll show you standing, and again we can use our dumbbells or our plates or just our body weight depending on what we have available. If we're doing it with dumbbells, we're going to take both dumbbells here, curl the dumbbell up to our shoulders, press them above our head, back to our shoulders and back down. So above our to our shoulders, above our head again and back down. If you don't have dumbbells but you might have a plate, again we can do it just like this and so on. Okay, nice and easy, very, very similar. Once we've done that, again if we don't have our plate, we can use our hands where we're going to come thumbs up, thumbs backwards and back down. Choose an option that works for you. We're going to do a total of 10 reps. Once we've done that, we're going to do our core and arm-based exercise next. Again, we're going to need the bench this time, or the seat that you're on. We're going to put our hands on the bench, walk our feet backwards, and we're going to be in a tall plank position. We have a few options here. We can just hold this position, or if you're feeling a bit stronger, what I want you to do is walk your knee towards your hand, and we're going to alternate at a nice controlled slow tempo. So either legs straight or legs walking. What I want you to do with these two exercises is 10 reps of our curl to pressers, followed by 30 seconds of either our static plank or our plank where we are walking our knees. Again, we're going to complete this a total of 4 times, so we do 2 exercises back to back. If you want to complete this in your own time, however, tonight I'll just say goodbye after this and I'll let you finish this session up. Hope this session is useful. If you have any questions or you want to reach out at all with some add-ons, please feel free to, and I would love to help. Please save this, repeat it. It should be able to be completed at your own pace. But best of luck. Let me know how you get on. Cheers, guys.